and then straightened herself with an effort. She swallowed hard and fished for a handkerchief to blow her nose. Hester waited, leaving the door closed. No one else could come in without a key. "My mother died a long time ago," Josephine began. "My father and I have become very close." She took a deep breath and tried to keep her voice level, almost emotionless, as if she were recounting figures in a calculation, something with no personal weight. "He has been going to a nonconformist church for just over a year now. He found many friends among the congregation. He said there was a degree of warmth in it that appealed to him more than the ritual of the Church of England, which he found cold." She swallowed hard again. Hester did not interrupt. So far there was nothing odd, let alone disastrous, in what Josephine was saying. She hadn't known Josephine long, but the girl didn't strike her as the type to care exactly which religion her father followed, as long as it was broadly Christian, so that couldn't be the cause of her distress. Josephine took another shaky breath. "He told me that they do a great deal of good work, both here in England and abroad. They need money to provide food, medicines, clothes, and so on for those in desperate circumstances." She searched Hester's face for understanding. "It sounds a very Christian thing to do." Hester filled in the silence. Then a thought occurred to her. "Oh dear, did your father discover that was not what they were using the money for?" Josephine looked startled. "Oh, no. No, it wasn't that. They wanted so much. They pressured him for more and more. He's not a wealthy man, but he always speaks well, dresses well, if you know what I mean. Perhaps they thought he was wealthier than he is." Hester began to understand where this might lead. Josephine was watching her intently now. Her voice wavered. "They kept on asking him, and he was embarrassed to decline. It isn't easy to say you can't afford any more, especially when they tell you people are starving, and you know that you can eat whenever you wish, even if it is a modest meal." Hester looked at the pain in the young woman's face, in her eyes, at the clenched hands gripping the handkerchief. She seemed frightened, embarrassed, and racked with sadness. "They pressed him into giving them much more than he could afford?" Hester asked quietly. Josephine nodded, her jaw clenched hard to help her control the emotion that welled up inside her. "Is the debt serious?" Hester continued. Josephine nodded again, the hopelessness clear in her face. She looked down, as if to avoid the condemnation she obviously expected to see in Hester's eyes. Hester was overwhelmed by a sudden wrenching memory of her own father as she had seen him before she left for the Crimea a dozen years ago, when this young woman was but a child. He had been so proud of her, seeing her off on a noble enterprise. She could smell the salt on the wind again, hear the gulls crying, and the creak of ropes as the ship rose and fell, straining against its moorings. That was the last time she had ever seen him. The reasons for his falling into debt had been different than Mr. Raleigh's reasons, even if they had also been tied to his compassion and sense of honour. But the pain his debt caused his family was the same. He too had been pressured and then cheated. The shame of it had caused him to take his own life. Hester had been away in the Crimea, nursing men she didn't even know, and her family had faced that grief without her. Her mother had been almost unable to bear it, and died shortly after the news of her second son's death in the Crimea reached her. Hester had arrived home in England to face her one remaining brother's bereavement, and his fury that she had not been there when she was so badly needed, that she had spent her time and her pity on strangers instead. They were still distant, no more between them than the occasional exchange of Christmas cards, the odd stiff letter in formal language now and then. Hester understood sorrow, guilt, helplessness, and the lethal burden of debt more intimately than Josephine Raleigh could have imagined. She realized that Josephine was gazing at her now, confused. She felt foolish for drifting off into her own memories. "I'm sorry," she said gently. "I was thinking of someone I loved, someone who also..."